See what all we can do with this. You can zoom in. We're going to try a vertical live. Haven't done one of these, and I wanted to see if I could do some extra stuff. So if you're in here in the chat thing, we'll see what comes up here. See if there's any difference. Again, I watch all my YouTube typically on my TV, so I don't like watching the vertical lives like this. What's up, Steve Rivera? And then I'm also trying out the mic that I can, because my phone's low on battery, so I plugged in an external power bank through this microphone that I've got to see how that works. Mostly I'm just going to try out some stuff tonight. Which one thing I do see on here is that chat actually stays up here on the, I won't be able to scroll through it probably, but like Steve, your stuff staying up here the whole time. It's going to just keep going. I'm going to press some buttons over here and see what these things do. What's up, Bam's Life? I'm assuming y'all can hear me okay. I'm gonna press some buttons. I don't know what it's gonna do. Highlight, save to your channel as unlisted video up to. Let's see what this does. All right, so you can put filters on this. I'm trying to find out if you can do the. I'm seeing if I could find that place where you can use the phone screen and it just puts on here, because then I could like go through Amazon lists and all kinds of stuff like during live. So that didn't work out. Let me go with. So you can put filters on it basically. I'm not seeing a. Let me see what this add button does. What's up, Chuck Dog? Here's chat settings, chat filter. I don't need that. Plus sign, start a poll. So I'm still not seeing. I'm gonna turn these lights off. They're beaming me right in my face. Hang on a second. I'm not seeing anywhere where you can use the phone screen, so I don't know. I still don't know how you do that. I did see where I can zoom in and out with this. I'm a little curious what it does on the other side, which you may can zoom in on the horizontal one too. I've never tried it, and the zooming in is not what I ever want to do anyways. I wish I could zoom out more on all of them. Alex Shippard, hoping for some good Black Friday deals on Klein and Knipex. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Amazon or something might have some on the Knipex. There isn't really any stores. Now, Menards could, I guess. Menards carries Knipex if you have a Menards near you. Mine's kind of got some. I'll tilt this down some too, so I can maybe get that other light out of y'all's face. So do y'all watch YouTube on your TV or your phone? And then what's this look like to you? I mean, I've watched some of these shorts, Tools and Tactics, and them do this all the time. So I know what it looks like on my TV. I just don't know. I'm curious on the views because they say you get more. So I'm just trying out stuff. More than anything, I was wanting to get on here to see if I could do like it acted like whenever I was reading stuff online, you could do a mirror of the phone screen and have it showed up here. And I was going to basically, I can invite one other person. So then I could do a split screen of this and a phone screen on another account. And like I could pull up like tools and stuff like that. And we could talk about them, but I don't see any place to do it. So if anybody knows, if there's somebody in here that's also a YouTuber and you know if you can do it or not, let me know. I do like that the chat shows up right here on this way. It doesn't do this on the horizontal, but I don't know that I can scroll it. I'm gonna try that exit. Yeah, see, I can even scroll the chat on my phone like this, but I guess it's probably because this is meant more for somebody doing this right here. So you're not gonna be doing work and stuff probably and doing it like this. So what's up, Shane? Sarah Woe, Knipix Cobra 10-inch. Somebody just commented on something that a 10-inch Cobra was on sale for $42 on KC Tool, but I thought they were kind of around that anyways, but maybe I'm wrong. I haven't bought a 10-inch in a long time. Maybe the prices went up. Now, if you get the 10-inch self-adjusting ones, those are more expensive. Like these right here that do the auto adjust. Those are more expensive than the regular 10-inch, but I think the regular 10-inch are somewhere, which they may have been talking about these being $42. I don't know. The regular ones seem like they're normally around high 30s, $40 range, but I bought so many 7 1/4s since I bought a 10-inch. All my 10-inch Cobras, actually, I think I bought in a set of 10-inch Cobras, pair of lineman pliers. What's up, Abraham? Thank you, buddy. Lineman pliers, needle nose pliers, and then a pair of diagonals, and also a pair of, I think I already sold all the big cable shears. No, I still got some. So I bought all my 10-inch Cobras, so I don't even know how much they normally cost. I got them in a set with these, a pair of the Lymans, which I don't have in here. They're in my selling box. A pair of these, a 10-inch Cobra, and then that. And then I bought 2 sets of those. So I got 2 10-inch Cobras, but I sold one of these. I sold a pair of Lymans. I sold a pair of needle nose. I kept both sets of these, both sets of the 10-inch Cobras. All their cable cutters are really good. I don't ever need them. Deal of the day on KC Tool is what somebody just said. Elliot. Yeah, I think Elliot's the one that actually sent it to me. Yeah, so if you're looking for a 10-inch Cobra, if they're cheaper, they might be the deal of the day over on. Elliot also sent me a picture. I was going to tell you guys, I search around for stuff all the time, but you'd be surprised how hard it is to find, like, because if you just type in funny construction or funny whatever, it's always the same stuff, the pictures and stuff that come up. But he sent me one. I haven't got it moved out here to my little thumb drive yet, but if y'all find funny pictures to put on this TV screen, like that kind of stuff, and that's gonna be kind of clean. I don't want a bunch of nastiness, but email them to me. Alex Shepard said looks pretty good on my Android. This would probably be okay. Like I said, if I'm just coming out here to talk and I'm not going to show you anything and we're not going crazy talking about tools, but it's already, even the horizontal, to me, the zoom that they put on it, and they won't let you zoom out. Maybe I can zoom in. I've never tried it, but again, I've never wanted to zoom in. It's already zoomed in too far. Like whenever I'm filming for videos and stuff, I've always got my phone on like the 5.5 or whatever it is, just to be able to get my hands and everything in the screen. So I wish you could zoom out, but this is a little bit closer even than what the horizontal one is. So I can't imagine that this would be better, but maybe I'm wrong. What's up, Contreras? Steve said he watches mostly on my TV. Yeah, like probably I'd say 95% of my YouTube watching's on the TV. And then that's why I tell people, I watch a lot of, there's several of y'all that have videos out there, and I watch a lot of them, but I don't comment very often. The only times I rarely comment if I'm scrolling through, or sometimes when I'm watching on TV and my phone's close by while I'm watching it, I'll get on there real fast and just open up my history and then leave a comment. But what's up, Ray's apartment? He says he watches his on TV too. Chuck Dog watches on my iPad. Audio quite clear too. That's good. Like I said, this is my more budget friendly. None of my microphones are crazy expensive because I probably should invest in a more expensive one now that I do this a little bit more. But this one that I bought it had 2 mics, but it has a spot where I can plug a charger in behind the microphone and charge my phone. My microphone that I use all the time, I can't do that. So then if my phone starts going dead, there's no way for me to charge it unless I just take my microphone off. So I wanted to try that. So this is working. I've got the little Woobin X3 power bank plugged up to this microphone, plugged into my phone, and my phone's charging. So now I know I can at least do that. If I do something and my phone starts dying, I might just swap microphones, or I might always use this microphone if I think that's going to happen. Bam's Life watches on his laptop. Abraham, this is kind of weird, LOL, because it's harder to follow the chat in this format. Yeah, it's actually it's kind of easier for me, especially like if I was just sitting up here and I knew I was never going to move and look down. Like I can, like y'all's chat stays on the bottom of the screen on this. See, in the horizontal, it almost pops up like bubbles for like 5 seconds, and then they just disappear, and there's no way for you to see it. So I always have to have this, like, and I can even stick my finger up here. And what's really weird is y'all can't even see my finger up here on my phone screen right now because I guess it's not in the view of the camera. So I can sit here and scroll up and down on the chat. So for talking wise, like if I was just going to sit here and talk the whole time, this is a little bit better because I'm not going to have to sit here and look down and do all those things. And another reason why I was thinking about it would be nice if I could do the split screen in this format to where it would fill up a whole screen, because then I could even put the chat on this phone, mirror that on my other account, and then be like this. But then on y'all's TV screens or anything else, it would be this and then the chat over beside of it. So then if you go back and watch it later, like somebody's watching it when it's not live, I wouldn't have to sit there and like I read all y'all's comments, because whenever I watch one of these back on the TV, you can't see the chat. So if I sit here and answer a question, nobody can really see the question. So it's all really weird how they do some of it. That make a lot of sense. Seems like you'd be able to. It's a live stream with a live chat going on. It seems like anybody that watched it when it wasn't live, you'd be able to still see the chat, which you can on your computer, or at least you could. I haven't checked in a while, but it'd be nice if the chat was up there so that you'd know what they were talking about. It's kind of like I said, it's like a press conference where a reporter asks a question and you can't even hear the question that they ask, and then the person up on the microphone starts answering it, and you're like, I don't even know what that person asked. I have no idea. Chuck Dog said, not a fan of vertical myself. Yeah, I don't like watching them on my TV and stuff. Like, I don't like it as well. So I'm just trying it. I'm more than likely I'm going to always do horizontal, but I more than anything wanted to try one to see if I could do that split screen with the phone screen mirror on the other side of it. Because then at least it would fill up the whole screen, and it would be like, say I've got an Amazon wish list. Like I made a video like that one time where I recorded myself, and then I also screen recorded me going down through my Amazon wish list and was asking you guys what you thought about some tools. I mean, that'd be perfect for a live chat where you could just sit there and scroll down and say, how any of you guys got this one? What do you think about it? That kind of stuff. Abraham said, and I accidentally swiped away to another channel trying to read the chat. I've done that before on Tools and Tactics, and you got to be careful. Scroll up with your, I don't even know what I wanted to say with that. Like, be careful, basically scrolling up. You don't know what you're going to see on that next screen. One time I scrolled up on Tools and Tactics, and there was a woman dancing around doing all sorts of stuff, which now all of y'all are going to swipe up now. Shane says, I watch on my TV, but I chat with my phone. Yeah, normally if I'm doing like a live, like on the series, on the Guess the Trade or something like that, I prefer being on my laptop. It's easier for me to. Well, for one, on my laptop, I can do the at somebody. I can't do it from my phone whenever I'm in that chat. And then also, it's just easier. I do like the chatting on my phone better for the emojis and stuff like that. That's a little bit harder on the computer, but watch Woot. They had deals on Knipex periodically. Yeah, they had some pretty decent ones on Knipex and Vera just last week. They had the tool checks and stuff on sale for like, I think they had these. I keep one of these in my vest that P sent me. They had these for like $55 or something last week. One day, if they put it on sale again, my buddy's been wanting one. I'm gonna get him one if they put it on sale again. I've still not bought anything on Woot yet, but I do have the app on my phone now. Ever since Steve's Wood Shop and Tool Reviews was talking, he sent me a link to Milwaukee Forge battery. I didn't even know, what Woot was. But the only thing I don't like about it is you got to scroll and just search. You can't get on there and search for Vera, and you can't get on there and search for Knipex. You just have to get on there and look around. Jay Atletico, Mr. Morgan, just checked my mail and your stickers arrived. Thank you so much. Yeah, most of y'all should be starting to get them. Pretty much the same day that you send me your address and all that stuff, Miss Maintenance has been putting it in the mail the very next day, typically. Home Depot had another glitch today. It was on appliances. They figured it out quick. Yeah, that's going to cost them some money, which I don't even know though. If they're gonna, there's been a lot of people, and I don't know if it's true or not, or if it's just people saying stuff on Facebook about, you know, not getting they canceled their order, but then they didn't credit their card back, and then some people are getting charged more money. I don't know how much of that stuff's true, if it's just people saying it to just get people riled up or not. But if it's, I know I got I ordered three different orders in the pack out glitch, and they all three got canceled. Two of them I got receipts with the negative amount coming back or whatever. One of them I never got one, but I'm waiting to get my Home Depot Pro Card statement and make sure that they credit me back all three of them. So we'll find out on that, I guess. Do you use demo screwdrivers, pry bars in your line of work? Nasty Nate said. Uh, Not very often, like not like crazy. I use just a tang through type screwdrivers occasionally, but it's very, very rare. Only times really in electrical stuff a lot of times, or if I'm just wanting to chisel something away on a little bit of concrete or something like that. But most of the time, I could even do what I do with it wouldn't have to be a tang through screwdriver. It might mar up the top of a regular screwdriver, but it's pretty rare where I actually need one. As far as really just waylay on it type thing. Woodfish just repacked my Vito TPLC today. Ordered my first vessel to put in it. Also, it's nice. The TPLC's really good bag. Like it was my whenever I got it, and the only reason why I've actually still got mine. I've got it for sale only because the TP. I always forget what the name of it is. LD, I think it is. It's pretty much the TPLC with a little bit of extra. Not much difference though. But as far as whenever I bought the TPLC, I thought, man, this is one of the better small bags of Vito that I bought because the base was a good size. Like once you got from the TP pouches, which the TP pouches didn't let you overload it enough, like the TP4B or whatever, it never got let you overload enough where unless you just put something crazy in it, it wasn't real tippy. So I went from that to the TPXL, and the base was still about the same as far as the depth of it as the TP4Bs and stuff, but it got wider and got taller. And I had a real bad problem with that one tipping on me all the time. But the TPLC, when I first got it, I thought they figured out the base on this one. This one's pretty good. Devin Breaker, that's an awesome vest. You wear it at work or just in your shop? This one I just wear at work. I had it. I was actually repacking stuff and cleaning out my pockets and stuff whenever I was out here a minute ago. So that's the only reason I got it on. It stays in my truck. I use this on service calls and I guess I could use it for work. Like I do a lot of different stuff, but in my remodel jobs where it's like a job site, I don't wear it because I don't want to get it nasty. And I've got a different tool vest. It's like a job site vest that I wear. This one I basically put on whenever I'm doing, finished work of some kind that's not going to be drywall mud and, hanging drywall with drywall stuff all over me or any of that kind of stuff. So that's whenever I typically wear this. What's up, Terry Burton? You should do a video of a basic homeowner's tool bag. My aunt is getting older and her husband passed away. She's always asking for tool recommendations. I've got like a tools homeowners should have, I guess, because somebody else recommended me do that video a long time ago. It's been a long time ago though, but I guess it wasn't. I don't think I ever did like a specific. These are the tools. I don't know if I brought my coffee out here or not. I don't think I did. Specific like tools within a bag. I just talked about tools that everybody should have at their house type thing. That's a good idea. Steve says I'm getting some crackling on the audio, maybe on my end. It's liable to be me moving around. I put it up here because I know I do get that sometimes, or I've noticed it back when I first got a microphone, I wore it here because that's where I saw everybody wearing it all the time. But I would notice whenever I film videos and I wore it there and I'd go in and edit, it seemed like every time I moved, it would rub on something. And I see people wear it like that all the time and I never hear it in their videos. But that's the one thing as far as me editing, like nothing I use for editing really allows you to do very much with audio. So like, and it's nothing I figured out yet. Anyways, maybe mine will let me, but I just haven't figured it out. I use the basic stuff that you can possibly do. Like there's not a whole lot I can do in editing. So audio is definitely one of those things where like nothing I use other than it'll let you adjust the volume, but I can't like pull out this noise or do this or that in my regular videos. That's one thing I haven't figured out yet. Split screen on the iPad is perfect. Yeah, the only other time where like to do this would be maybe, I mean, I don't know what it does because it will let me invite another person even in the horizontal one too. So like if there was another person out there and we wanted to stream together like this, maybe it splits the screen on the TV better to do it this way than to do it horizontal. I don't know. But that would be something that maybe you could do too. If I was to do a live with someone else, who else would y'all want me to do a live with? I guess that'd be a question I could ask you all. It does give you the option to watch the chat as it happened on the playback, not live. You just swipe right on the chat and the live chat appears. Is that on your phone or where are you seeing, or at least on Android? He says, yeah. Uh, I'll check that on my phone. I don't know. I don't know that I've ever watched it back. I always watch stuff on my TV, so that's why I did go back into the computer one time a long time ago, and it let me pull up the chat. But I know on my TV, like if I go into all those settings up there, you can't watch it. But if I get on my TV while a live is going on, I can go up and hit the chat, and it will put the chat up there on the screen. But it won't do it on a playback. It will only do it like if you're actually like on the guest of trade. I could get in there while it was live and premiering or whatever, and it will put the chat up on my TV, but it won't do it like later on if you watch it later. Jamie True says she's always dancing, talking about if you scroll up. Yeah, whenever I scrolled up the other day, that she was trying to make some money. What's up, Steve Jensen? What's up, TPG? He said he's got that TPLC and likes it. Let's see. Abraham said, ordered my Sandtronics non-contact voltage tester. Will be here tomorrow. Saw it on your vest and remember to get it. Yeah, it's my favorite one so far. I love them. I like this one and the one that doesn't make noise. Either one of them, they're my favorite too that I've ever owned personally. Some way says, howdy, Morgan Maintenance. What's the topic? I'm just trying stuff out tonight. I'm trying plugging up my phone through this microphone, and I've went from 50% to 59%. So that means this keeps up. So that way, because there's been times where my phone's been pretty dead, and I was like, well, I can't really go live until I charge my phone. So I'm trying this out. I wanted to try this vertical stream to see if I could make a screen. I was reading something the other day where it would let you screen mirror, so to where it's basically you're live streaming what your screen is. I was seeing if I could possibly do that because then I was going to invite my own other account and then use a screen here to do like the split screen with me talking, and then also I could scroll like up and down Amazon list or something like that and talk about certain tools. But I don't see that option on here unless I'm just missing it. Like I said, maybe somebody out there knows. What's up, John's Xterra? PCal91 picked up the SBLD based on your videos. Love the bag so far for my DIY task. Thanks. Yeah, it's been a nice bag. Like I said, I still wish it had a cover on it. I'm okay with it not having a cover on it. I like certain things about it not having a cover on. I mean, it is pretty nice that I can just open up my back truck door and pull the tool out, and not have to open up a flap and all those kinds of things sometimes. But I just like the look of a bag with a cover, and I like it to look clean like that. That's what I really like. I had my MCT is the only bag that I've got in here right now. But that's just like, to me, that just looks a whole lot cleaner like this, than it does if I just had it open and a tote and a bunch of tools sticking out. And again, that's just a personal preference. I'm not saying everybody should have a closed bag or whatever, but it's like, you have that open and just some big tools sticking out and stuff like that, then I just think it looks better closed. Let's set that up there. Got a good football game coming on tonight. Do a live with Project Pine Hills. Yeah, he'd be a good one. I don't know if he'd do one or not, but yeah, we talk back and forth a lot. Me and him text back and forth a lot. Doc from Last Best Tool, Elliot said, that is called a Morgan's Fault bag. That was Gusty's, and that's also the trade this Saturday is they said a Morgan's Fault bag too. What's up, Justin Richards? Hey, you still need to send me your address, Justin. Elliot said, I fell in the rabbit hole and started watching EDC kits, and that led to budget pocket knives. I had to bail on that real quick. Already spending too much. Yeah, you can get into that's just like I've said before, I wasn't really all into flashlights and stuff like that. I just bought Milwaukee pen lights or whatever Home Depot had. It's like if it makes a light, it makes a light. But then I started getting the O lights and stuff like that. And I'm like, man, there is some really nice features on some of these things. And then you start looking at paying more attention to the little things and stuff like that. And then it is a rabbit hole you can go down for sure. People can be arrested if they leave a big tool hanging out. When you scroll up, you might see that. Watched your Cardinals beat Clemson Saturday night. Yeah, they've been doing pretty good this year. They've had some rough years. It's never still been. I got spoiled with Teddy Bridgewater, followed by Lamar Jackson, and then a little bit rough after that. But a lot of streamers use Discord or StreamYard and can watch and show comments. Yeah, I downloaded the StreamYard app, and only way which I haven't played with it a lot. I got on there just to try it because I know that's what Tools and Tactics and them use. I was in one of their lives and they was talking about it, so I went and downloaded it. But only way I don't know if there's a way to hook up my phone to the computer, which again, then it's Apple and Windows, so probably not. But if I could use, I don't know what my webcam, it's probably not very good. I can use it if I use the webcam and then do all that stuff. But my camera is probably junk on my webcam, so I don't think it's going to look all that great. So I don't know. And I think there's a way where you can. That was with free, not spending any money. Now you go and upgrade. Maybe you can do some other stuff. I'm not real sure. I'd have to talk to somebody who actually uses it and ask them questions probably. Yo, you need to try out the 8-volt tiny drill from Genesis. I've not heard of Genesis as far as tools. I've been liking I carry this in my vest. I don't use it unless I've got this vest out, but even then I still use my vessel more than I use this. But that's the 8-volt, that DeWalt that Matt HMM sent me. But I leave this this stays in this vest because it just fits in there really nice. So I got that, and the tool check knocks out 90% of things that I run into. But if I take my tool bag in or my MP pouch, I still end up using my vessel more than that DeWalt. But this has more power, so that if I get into something like where you have to put a screw into wood that there's no pre-drilled hole or anything, this typically will do it, like a small thing. I'm not talking like a 3-inch deck screw or anything like that. But that's the only 8-volt one that I've got. I like it okay. This thing's not caught up. Let me get down through there. Yeah, I think I'm caught up on the. I was wondering why my chat it must have got stuck whenever I was playing with it scrolling up. It wasn't refreshing there, but I think I got it now. Yeah, I got the Ravens and the Bengals tonight. Should be a pretty good game. Did y'all pick up any? I haven't bought any tools. Oh yeah, I did get one. I've got a video that I might put out tomorrow. $34, he says. Is it on Amazon? Hyper? Genesis. I have to look it up. I left my coffee cup in the house. Now I'm feeling it. No smart water or no tap water in a smart bottle. No Monster, no coffee. Speaking of Olight, do you know when you can drop that review? No, they haven't told me yet. I actually filmed the stuff today, but I'm waiting for them to. So I filmed the stuff, and then they don't even tell me like some of it's new stuff, and like I don't even know how much it costs or anything. So I'm like, but I can't wait till the last minute and then film it the day before or whatever, just so I can say certain things. So I just film it and say, look in the description. I'll put down there whatever they tell me. Since he looks like they're ready for a win streak, they did look pretty tough. Burrow had 5 touchdowns last week. Just got hired at a local community college for maintenance worker coming from landscaping. Thank you for all the tour reviews, Osvaldo said. That ought to be a pretty good job, local community college. You'll run into some fun stuff. Did you do landscaping at that same college and then you moved into maintenance there, or is it a total new job for you, like new place, new everything? I could have went into a lot of different fields and stuff over the course of time, but I personally think I love maintenance work because it's like something different every day, especially working at a place like that. You're going to run in, like, you won't do the same thing all the time. That's what I like about doing what I do. I like to do things in spurts, just to keep my skills up. I don't like to go a real long time without doing something that I do very often, but I also like the variety of things. I wouldn't want to do something where I did the same thing every day. Like, I don't mind drywalling, but I don't want to drywall every day. I don't mind running electrical stuff, but I wouldn't want to be a wire runner like every day. Um, I like I like service calls and problems. I'd like to be a service, and no matter what it is, I'd rather do that than install stuff. Woodchuck, hi Joey, I made it. What's up? HVAC guy, would love to see videos of your work. I put a few out there. You're Curtis, right? HVAC guy. I get y'all HVACs, but I'm pretty sure you're Curtis. I'm subscribed to you too, but you and Adrian and Kula McCrouse, they got the HVAC nights and all that kind of stuff too. They got a lot of good stuff to watch between all them, but I always find it hard. I'm pretty sure HVAC guy is Curtis. I know your name's Curtis if you're the one I'm thinking of, but I can't never remember what the name of channels are sometimes. But uh, yeah, I don't see how you make it. I find it hard to be able to do it like all the time. Like y'all do a good job at it, filming your work every single day. But I guess the more you do it, the more you get the hang of, you know, how to operate cameras and all that kind of stuff, and where to move stuff and all that kind of stuff. I have found that voiceover the last two or three that I've done as far as the Watch Me Works, because I've always, and that's another thing that was always hard for me, was whenever I started filming myself working, I felt like I had to talk, like almost explain everything the whole entire time that I was talking. And I'm so used to working by myself that, like, there may be days go by where I don't say a whole word, the whole entire day, because there was nobody for me to even talk to. I just was by myself all day. I'd go here and there. Only time I talked was me talking to myself in my head. So then whenever I first started filming myself working, I felt like I had to talk all the time. Well, then I'd get done with something. I'd be like, oh, I didn't say anything because I wasn't used to talking. So now I've just found it's better for me to just work the way I always work. Don't talk the whole time. And then I come back and start doing those voiceovers. That makes it a little bit easier. I'm going tomorrow. I've got a customer who's got 3 GFCIs that went out in the kitchen at the same time, supposed to be on different circuits. I don't know. I'm just going by what they told me. Uh, so I'm going there tomorrow. I'm hoping that I'll be able to film there. Sometimes I've worked there and I've been able to film, and I'm going to use my Klein, the new Tracer, that ET450. I'm going to get it out and try it out. So we'll see if I can film there or not. I'm going to try to. Steve Rivera said he loves those channels. Yeah, I watch a ton of, for whatever reason, I don't know what it is. Maybe there's more HVAC YouTube guys than there is anything else, but I think for HVAC work than anything else. That's the thing that I probably do the least out of, any of them, as far as the things that I actually do, because I just do preventive maintenance and just typical type stuff on HVAC work. I don't do like a ton of it. But I find myself watching more HVAC YouTube videos than anything else, but it might just be because there's more YouTube videos for HVAC guys. Abraham says, if you filter the videos by Otis, you can find a lot of his videos or Watch Me Work videos. Yeah, I probably have only put out like a handful over the course of time. Hyper Osvaldo never used vessel tools before. They're my favorite screwdrivers at the moment. But it's the handle. It's not so much the bits. You know, if I had to pick an end on a screwdriver, it'd be the Vera laser tips as far as the screwdriver ends. But I love the vessel ball handles. HVAC involves lots of things, including plumbing and electrical. Yeah, you got to know a little bit of all of it, which that's the case. And I think you're a better technician, a better installer, a better anything. The more you know about the whole entire, that's just like a builder. A builder who knows more about everything is a better builder than one who just does one thing. A framer who knows how to drywall, who knows how to hang drywall, all those things is going to be a better framer than somebody who just goes in, throws up framing, and never even thinks and takes a consideration of the drywaller. Same thing with plumbers and electricians. You know, the more that you know, the more you think about things and how's this going to affect the next person on down the line, because everything that you do at the beginning totally messes up stuff at the end, and it may not affect you in getting your job done, but if you don't do yours right, that's just like a bad framer. That's going to affect the trim guy, the door guy, the cabinet guy, you know, everything, drywallers, all that stuff. So you can have the best of all those things after the fact, but if you've got a bad somebody at the beginning, it's bad. Any idea if Tough Built has raised price? Why Tough Built has raised prices? Tech pouches used to be 20, and now they're in the 40s. I don't know, unless they're having to make up losses. Brand Hercules is only good ones I've seen. Let's see. I missed the top of that one. I've been trying to look for some good impact bits, but the brand Hercules is the only good ones I've seen. Uh, I don't really buy like specific bits for my impacts and stuff. I buy them in those cases of whatever's on sale, and then I've said it before. I've got so many DeWalt ones over here. I've got enough to last me and everybody in this chat for probably the rest of your career over here in my drawer of DeWalt bits where I bought so many cases. So I've always got so many that I just change them out. I will say that these Vera ones in this thing right here, they're not even impact rated, but they've been pretty good. But I haven't really used them in like put them in an impact and putting in deck screws or, you know, lag bolts or anything like that. It's just been just normal type stuff. I might have to get caught up here. Let's see. Just subscribed, HVAC guy. Yeah, you'll like his videos. He does a good job. You have regular contracts with companies or places of business. I've got all my customers have just been. I don't I don't advertise at all. I don't have my phone number on my truck. I don't hand out business cards. The only way that somebody finds out about me is if it's a customer who I've already done work for. They tell somebody else about me, and then I still am pretty choosy even with that, because there's some stuff that I just turn down. I turn down a lot of work just because I'm by myself. There's a lot of work people ask me to do that I could do by myself, but it's just not. It's not efficient for me to do by myself, and I'd rather go do something that's a little bit more efficient. I got plenty to do. So, but I've got basically normal customers for the most part that keep me pretty much busy all the time. And then I've been taking about the only thing I'm taking on new all the time is service call customers, because that's what I want to build up moving on into the future, to where I've got, because it would take you a long time, I think, starting out, if you just said, I'm only going to do service calls where somebody just calls me about one thing at their house, you know, and I go do it. Right now, again, I'm mostly am booked solid on remodel, commercial construction type jobs. And then I'm fitting in whenever somebody calls me for something that they've got this one item type thing. But those one item type things are the things I like doing, especially if it's troubleshooting something or whatever it might be. But you'd have to have a, like, to fill your whole work week and every hour and all that kind of stuff, and to stay busy enough just starting out, it's going to take you a long time to get enough customers, because, you know, if you've got a homeowner that, yeah, they had you come put in a ceiling fan, but it's like, but how often is that homeowner going to need you? They're not going to ask you to come to their house every day for a year, you know, so you got to have enough customers. It would take you quite a few of that. So the big jobs is easier money, in my opinion, because you're staying busy at that place for consecutive days and all that kind of stuff, and you're making money every single day. But again, long term, as I get older, and transition into just not working maybe as much or whatever it is. I want to transition mostly into just doing service calls and stuff like that. Learned a lot from HVAC guy. Lock Hammer said. Clint Cole, good evening from Ohio. What's up, Clint? John's Exterior, the Flex bits were on sale for like $3 a 20 pack, and they're pretty good. Yeah, I picked up some of those at Lowe's back in the clearance section. I don't know if I've got them in. Actually, they're in my truck. I was gonna say they had Phillips ones for whatever reason. The Phillips number 2s were on sale for like I might have some in here. No, that's DeWalt. But they came in kind of a case like these DeWalt ones. But the Phillips number 2s were on sale for like $1 or something, and then the Torx 25s were still like $8. So I bought some of the Phillips 2s. I didn't buy any of the Torx 25 because I had a bunch of them. But see, that's like just there. I've got enough Phillips 2 bits in this drawer over here, again, to probably last me and everybody in here for the rest of your career. And I saw some Flex ones for $1 something, and I'm like, well, gotta buy them. But I also hadn't tried Flex bits, so I thought I'm gonna get them to try them out. Hyper for his Impact 11. So you're looking for Impact bit for your Impact 11-in-1. Like I said, I've had pretty good luck with the DeWalt bits, to be honest with you, and they're pretty cheap. But I very rarely have them like break on me. Now, a lot of people don't like the Milwaukee ones in their Impact. I haven't bought a lot of the Milwaukee ones. I've got some, but I don't know that I've bought them and used them a lot. I know people back in the day used to always talk about those black Makita ones. I've never tried them either, just because again I've got so many bits. But I don't. People in here can tell you what bits they like the most. Like I said, I don't really pay crazy attention to it as far as in my Impact. But now my screwdrivers, I like for my stuff to feel a little better because it's all a hand feel type thing, and they should last you for a pretty good long time. TPG HVAC Nights is live and inviting me over there. Just wondering if you did like monthly PMs for places of business or just general contractor work. Yeah, I'm not signed up like I know what you're talking about now. So like I wouldn't mind doing that if there was certain places. Like there's some places out there that will just hire you to come even change air filters and light bulbs and all that kind of stuff. It's just a monthly fee. I've never done that, so I'd try it for somebody and see if how that turns out, because I could see some places where that'd be good and you'd think, oh, I'm just going to make X amount of dollars per month no matter what. And it may not be that, but it could be that that's a place where they just call you like crazy. So I don't know. I've never done it, so I don't know how somebody actually even works within that. I primarily just do bid work for contracting jobs. Like I bid those to somebody, give them a price. Occasionally I'll do something for certain customers, time and material. I don't really like doing that because I tend to work like once I get going. I mean, I'm faster than a lot of people, and I'm not saying that to tout on myself. It's just I I don't take breaks and stuff like that. I just want to get the job done whenever I'm doing it. I just like that's the way that I am. So sometimes me and the guy that I work with, whenever we work together, he's just like me. So like we can hammer through stuff like crazy. And if you just do it by the hour, I mean, you still make money, but it's not the same as you bidding it. And then, because if you bid it, you bid at the price of what it would take anybody to do it. And then if you hammer through it and get it done faster, you make more money. That's the way that, to me, is the best way on jobs. And then service call stuff, I just charge somebody X amount for the first hour, and then X amount for each hour after that, however long I'm there. And I just tell them that price up front. And then I kind of give them they tell me what their problem is. And I say, it's probably going to take around this. And then also there's some jobs where I bid stuff. Like if somebody wants me to hang 3 ceiling fans or, whatever, I've got like a price just to hang a ceiling fan, or it gets cheaper if you hang multiple, because my price is always going to include the same way as my first hour on a service call includes me getting there, me driving to the place. That's why it's more expensive, because, I got to come to your place and I've got to, spin the gas and that kind of stuff. And then after that, I'm already there. It's the same way. Like if I'm only putting one ceiling fan at your house, I'm driving all the way there just to put in one ceiling fan. It's going to cost you more for that one ceiling fan, and it gets cheaper, the more work that you have for me. So a lot of my customers actually purposely save up like three or four things if it's not like a necessity, like this is a big deal, like I've got some kind of plumbing leak or something's not working electrical or something like that. They'll save up two or three jobs just because it's better bang for their buck instead of making me drive all the way over there just to, clean out a aerator on a sink faucet or something like that. I don't even know how they invite me. I don't know how that works if they're inviting me. I haven't seen anything pop up on my screen, and I've never joined somebody, and I've never asked somebody to join me, so I wouldn't even know how to do it. Shane Cornett, I don't like the P2 Milwaukee bits. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people not like the Milwaukee bits. Like I said, I've got some, but usually in my impact drivers, I'm always running the DeWalt ones because that's what's all in my case. I guess I've run my Milwaukees maybe in my screwdrivers and stuff like that. And of course, you're probably not going to have a lot of problem with any bit in a bit holder inside of a screwdriver. You're just not putting a ton of torque on them. It's not going to happen probably. Bosch PR2 court sync card or Omar Alvarez is what is the price for a ceiling fan? Well, typically for me, it's going to be at least like $75 per fan if you've got multiple of them. And then again, the first one's going to be more expensive than that. My minimum charge is typically $100 for the most part. It just depends though. I'm giving you these prices, but it's not across the board for me because I treat some customers differently just because if I'm already in town and they're not very far from where I'm working, I always do right by people. I'm not in it to just totally stick it to somebody. And that's what I always tell people too whenever I say, I'm not the I'm not the cheapest person. I say that a lot as far as if somebody's asking me for a bid, I guarantee I'm not going to be the cheapest person. I say that a lot, but I'm not saying that to mean that I'm expensive. I'm not overly expensive, but I know I'm not the cheapest because there's some people out there that just work for dirt cheap and they're not making any money and they just think that they are, but they're not. But my price is right in line with everybody else. I might end up making more on my job because I get it done more efficiently or I bid it better or whatever it might be, or I just did something differently within the job that saved time, or I've got tools that make it to where I save time. That makes me make more money, those kinds of things. So my pricing is never like whenever I go bid a contractor job, I'm not the cheapest one probably, but it's not like, oh, well, Joey's like 5 times as much as everybody else. I'm right in the ballpark because I still, like I said, I've been in jobs where I bid it and I still get it because I'm cheaper than somebody else, whatever it was, but I might not have been the cheapest, but my price was close enough to whatever they were looking for and they wanted me to do it anyway. So that's what they did. But so, I have a set number in my mind of what I tell people. But then whenever I get to a job, if like they were like next door to me and I just had to stop in there and look at something for 5 minutes, sometimes I don't even charge people. It just depends on who the customer is and how much time it involved and certain things. But typically, for a ceiling fan, I charge $75 for the most part. If it's multiple ones, again, it's different. If I'm just going over to hang one, I'm having to make a trip and all that stuff. Bought a Bosch 18-volt Bulldog rotary hammer under $100. Nice. It might be the same one I've got. I've got a Bosch 18-volt. I run it with I still got some Bosch batteries because my vacuum that I actually use in the house, it's a Bosch 18-volt vacuum. We really like it and it works well for our floors and stuff. And so I've still got like some of the 18-volt core batteries and a couple 6.0s, but they pretty much stay in the house just for that vacuum. But I bought a battery adapter for my Bosch stuff to Milwaukee batteries, and I've still used that rotary hammer. I haven't bought a Milwaukee like 18-volt one yet. I've just got the 12-volt, but I still have a 18-volt Bosch one. Bosch makes good hammer drills. Someway recommends the Makita XPS and Weehaw Terminator Red impact bits. Great fit and durability, moderate price. Yeah, I've been meaning to get, but it's again same reason why I haven't yet. It's because I got so many bits. It's unless I find something on clearance like those flex bits, I typically don't buy them because I got so many. But I've been wanting to try the Weehaw ones that are at Lowe's. Daniel and Antonzek, only Vera and Makita bits are the best. DeWalt has good drills. John's Xterra, I have one Bosch battery, but I have 4 and 18 batteries. So that's a good idea. Oh, 4 M18 batteries. Yeah, the one that the adapter I've got works really well, and the one I've got, I keep it. I actually keep that adapter. I've got a little Bosch blower, which I'm going to be showing that in the next video I put out. Uh, I keep it in that little. I've got a little compact Bosch blower. Milwaukee's got one just like it. DeWalt's got one, real small one. I keep it in the back of my truck because it's not super big, but it blows fairly well, and it will clean off sawdust and stuff like that off miter saws or even yourself or whatever. So I keep it in there. And a lot of times with the battery adapters, what you got to be careful about is I always purposely buy them. Some of them I have like a USB to where you can charge your phone or something with it if you want to. But I think there's something in those because the one battery adapter I bought that had that in it, whenever I left a battery in it, it killed that battery, like it drained it dead. But I always tell everybody, if you buy a battery adapter, put your battery in it for, a few hours or whatever and go back and check it and see if it's like dropped any. And then you'll know, just don't leave your batteries like in that adapter in a tool like you normally might do with your other batteries inside of a regular tool, like a battery that matches it, because it'll drain them. And then like once you drain it past dead on those lithium ions, it's really hard to, they're pretty much done. So you got to be careful if you use those battery adapters sometimes. Nope, I just scrolled up on my own phone, see who I'm watching dance. It's actually a restoring an antique revolver down below if you scroll up on mine. Yeah, I don't think I got any kind of notification, or was they just saying it like on their live stream or something like that, telling me to come over? I'm gonna scroll down here and see what it says. Yeah, no, I'm not seeing anything. Like I said, I don't even know how that works. It's all weird with the YouTube lives. It's like you just got to get on here and try stuff. It's crazy to me. Like you can't practice. Like you can't. It won't even let you. Like you'd think it would let you go into this screen just to show you what all you could do in a live before you go live, so you could go around and see. Oh yeah, this is something I can do. This is something I can't do. Practice, in some way. But no, that's why I said I'm just getting on here tonight. That's what the whole purpose is I just wanted to try one this way and see what the differences were, if it was going to let me do different things or whatever it might be. Like I said, I did notice that it will let me zoom in, but it won't let me zoom out. But I'm going to try that the next time I go horizontal too, but we'll see. Tools and Tactics does that every single time. Yeah, that's the ones. Him and the Tools with Soals are the two that they always go together a lot of times, but sometimes they're by themselves. They're almost always like this. Like I said, they say they get more views and stuff this way. I don't know if that's true or not. It looks like there's 49 people in here. It's really not a lot different than most of the times. But maybe it's because if somebody, because see, I don't think on the other lives you can swipe up and down and just go to another live. I think it's more like a regular video, so it might just be people scroll through like this, and maybe I don't know if you get views that way, or like I said, I won't know until we're done with this, and then it's uploaded, and then you see what happens, because you can never really tell. All you know is how many people's in here right now, but you may be getting random views of people scrolling right now that you just don't know. And I don't know that what's it matter if you got a ton of views if it's not really people watching you. I don't. Mm-mm-mm. But yeah, I gotta. I'm thinking about making a video of that includes the Knipex smart grip things over there. I just filmed something again today for some Olight stuff, but I don't know when I'm waiting on them to tell me when I can put it out. And then I've got a video already uploaded and everything ready to release. That I might put it out tomorrow. And then I've got the Guess the Trade Saturday already uploaded. I was able to film it early this week because I already knew the answers really early, which it's a reload this Saturday. And then I've got a couple more, which John Dexter is one of them. He sent stuff in. I've got a couple more reloads, and then I think I've got one or two more Guess the Trades as far as the pictures people sent me in there. Are you getting any of those new Klein sets that you posted? The shallow pass-through set's kind of interesting to me. I don't need the flip socket. That's the only thing about all these sets that they come out with. I won't buy the 1/2 inch. I know I won't probably buy those unless I just found them for like crazy cheap later, because I've already got the Milwaukee 1/2 inch and 3/8 drive like this, and those are just sockets. They just take. I'm pretty sure they just take a 1/2 inch drive, so it's not really anything different with those that I can't do with these. I could make these work with any of the Klein tools the same way that those are going to work with the Klein tools if I wanted to. So I doubt that I'm going to buy those, because again, they're just deep sockets. That's all they are, and I've got every single one of those plus more. I've got more sizes here than what those Klein sets even offer. And the other one is like I said, if it was a set of shallow pass throughs that was the metric and SAE, I'd buy that set. Like I definitely would buy that. But the fact that it's only SAE and then it's also got the flip sockets in it that I've already got, it's pretty hard for me to spend I think what was it, $119, because the ratchet I've already got all those flip sockets. I've got all the adapters. The only new pieces I would be getting would be SAE shallow pass throughs. So I'd be paying $119 for 8 sizes of that. How often am I going to need them? I don't know. So I doubt it. That would be one of those that if I did, I'd only be buying it really just to make a video for, and it's not really going to help me that much type thing. And I don't do that usually very often. Like every now and then I might buy a screwdriver or something that, I don't know that I'm going to use that screwdriver that much, because I'm so wanting to use my vessel ones or whatever, but I'm wanting to try it. And then I'm also buying it so that I can show it to you guys so that you can make a decision for yourself. Have you had any experience using Klein's warranty? I filed a warranty yesterday and I'm waiting for the response. No, I never have. The only companies where I've ever even done warranty, period, and that's on anything. Like I don't buy the extended warranties on TVs or anything, because it never fails. Nothing's covered. Now, Craftsman back in the day, whenever you went into Sears, that's kind of whenever I was buying tools and stuff, and I would do it there. I've never had anything at Harbor Freight that I've had to take back, but I know people that do that. And then the Milwaukee Surge is the only thing so far of a power tool that I've ever sent in. Typically, if it's involved and it's going to be, I've got to mail in something, I've got to spend hours of my day filling out something, sending something in and all that kind of stuff, going to a post office, going to this and going to that. Or I could go to Home Depot and rebuy that tool for $100, even if it's $100. It's going to be cheaper for me to spend $100 and then go work for 3 hours than it would be for me to take 3 out. Now, if I don't have anything to do, that's one thing, but it's like, but if I actually got to take time out of my day to go do that kind of stuff, it gets into where it's actually costing you money to spend time to do it. And the fact that you don't know that they're really even going to fix it for you on top of it. But now if you bought a tool that was like $1,000 tool or something like that, then you might get into it. But like hand tools and stuff like that, if I, $20, $30. Now, if I can just go to a store and turn it in and do it that way, that would be all right. But I'm not going to do all that mailing stuff in and filling out paperwork, which I don't know. I never even heard if does Klein even take stuff back? Like I've heard people going into Home Depot and taking stuff back, but I don't really see that in their policy of like, they're like that, supposed to be like that with Husky, but I don't think that they were ever like that with Klein, but I've heard of people doing it. Lowe's wouldn't exchange because it was outside 90 days. Yeah, see, I don't know if Home Depot, people acted like they would take Klein tools in a Home Depot and they swap them out too, but maybe it was within 90 days or something. I've never tried it, so I don't know. Captain 41 says Klein's warranty are great. Had a backpack zipper broke. They sent me a new bag, so that's pretty nice. Like I said, the Milwaukee was good. The one time I've used it so far, no issue. But I've heard people on the other side of it say that they had a problem. But again, I don't know if they got mad because it was actually out of warranty and they thought it should have been. And then you get mad and say, well, Milwaukee stinks because they didn't. But I mean, if it was out of warranty, it was out of warranty. If it's 6 years old, or if you dropped it from, the top of the Empire State Building and then you melted in and acted like it just broke in half on accident. I mean, I don't know. I always warranty Husky tools when they get old and worn. They always take them back and exchange them. See, I know a lot of people that used to do it at Sears with Craftsman wire strippers. They just go buy them a set of wire strippers and then you could just use them until they were dull. Go in, get you a new pair. And Cat 41 says go through Klein direct. So maybe that's going to work out for you, Terry. If you contacted Klein directly, maybe that's going to work out. Brian Ferrante, caught alive, planning on submitting guest to trade one of these days. Love the channel. Appreciate that. Yeah, send it in. I've got a few ahead of the game since I started just doing one at a time. But yeah, I can always use more of them. So send it in. I'll stay on here for a few more minutes. Then I got to go in and eat and then get ready to watch some football. I think Miss Maintenance is making chili. Any y'all got any new tools this week? I haven't went to the store and actually bought anything. They haven't had anything in any stores, and then I haven't found anything crazy online that's new so far. Really, Klein's been about the only thing that's come out with anything new for a long time. I mean, other than the Knipex twin grips, now them coming out was pretty nice. The double step cut from Knipex, I doubt I'll buy those. I like the small step cuts. I do like those, but I don't see myself having a need for the big ones because again, I don't typically run into big cable in my line of work, like really big. 6 or something like that might be the biggest that I typically will end up messing with. Adrian over on Reliable HVACR. So I remember all their names, but I can't like how their channel's exactly name is. It's hard for me to remember sometimes because I watch so many of them. But I know it whenever I see it and all that kind of stuff. But I don't really pay attention because I know what the logo looks like. But he does a podcast where he has people come on and talk about how they got into the work and stuff that they do. And he had messaged me and asked me about maybe doing that. So I told him I'd do it sometime if he wanted me to. So I might do that at some point in time with him. Maybe he said he was working out like his schedule for the next round or something. But I'll let y'all know if for some reason I do it and he's got a certain time or day he's going to do it. I'll let y'all know. Just received my Christmas edition Cobras from Amazon. Thanks for the heads up on the sale. Yeah, a lot of people bought those. Like, I noticed that. So, just bought the tang through vessel screwdriver with ceramic ball. Pretty nice. Yeah, those are my go-to, Abraham. I use them all the time. Which I used to use them more than I even use them now. But now I carry 2 of those vessel electric screwdrivers, and I put a slotted bit and a Phillips bit in both of those, and I use them all the time. Matter of fact, I used it so much the other day. I think that's because my fingernail underneath this fingernail on this finger right here is felt like I had kind of pulled back my fingernail or something. And I was trying to think. I was like, well, what did I do working wise? I don't remember ever hitting it on anything and pulling it back or anything like that. But I think it's from using that vessel trigger on that ball on the electric screwdriver, like because that's the finger I use to move that little switch all the time. That's the only thing I can think of. I think I used it so much the other day that I pushing on it like that, pulled my fingernail back. Be sure and put some cornbread in that chili. It's good. Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff you can put in chili and make it good. Like I used to whenever I was a kid, I put peanut butter in mine all the time and mixed it up, and I really like that. But I don't like it like that anymore. I liked it when I was a kid. I don't like it like that now. But man, you could put like Cheez-Its, or the best thing though is really, in all honesty, if you buy those orange crackers with the peanut butter in them, like the Lance crackers or whatever brand you want to, and smash them up and put it in. That's pretty good stuff too. because then you get kind of the mix of the cheese and the peanut butter. But a lot of times I just use crackers. Got the M12 impact driver. It's a lot stronger than my DeWalt 12 volt, but I like the DeWalt better. A lot of people like the DeWalt 12 volt line. Like a lot of people that have it, I know really like it. I've never ran it, but I know a lot of people that do have it and they really like it. Because I had the Bosch 12 volt and then I just went right over to Milwaukee, just because I'm just not a fan of DeWalt. Really, whenever I went from the 18 volt, I liked the 18 volt when I had it, and then towards the end, I was having so many problems with batteries. But again, I think it's because they had a lot of old batteries on shelves whenever they transitioned to the 20 volt newer batteries. And every time I'd go buy batteries, it just seemed like they wasn't lasting very long. So then that made me not buy the 20 volt stuff whenever it came out. That's the only real reason why I started using Bosch 18 volt, and I bought Bosch 12 volt while I was running the 18, and then I just transitioned over to Milwaukee, and I never have really bought any DeWalt tools since. Not that I don't. DeWalt tools performed well, other than the batteries at the end, but I'm pretty sure that's what it was. I don't think it's that, it ain't like they did anything different with the batteries. I just think they quit making them and they were sitting around for a long time because they'd come up with a new battery. Jason Hawk picked up the 3-panel M18 Rover light on a deal. That thing is sweet. Yeah, if I hadn't have bought I had just bought this one not too long ago. Of course, I've had this one for quite some time, and I like this one. I like it because I hang it up in the rafters and stuff sometimes whenever I'm working before I put a drop ceiling in. But I had just bought this one because it was on sale. I got it on sale one day and got some batteries or something with it. And I like all of Milwaukee's lights like this for the main reason of, you can plug them in and you can also, use a battery or plug it in an extension cord. I really like that about their M18 batteries. But I had just bought this, and then I had just bought the small Rover light that I just had a video for $80, which everybody in the YouTube shorts was giving me junk about that being an $80 light. But I saw that because then you could hack that one. Like if you went and bought that battery deal, you could end up getting that one for pretty cheap. And so that's a really good deal on that one. And I saw it. I was like, man, I kind of want that, but I don't need it. I do kind of want it, but I don't need it. That's never usually stopped me before, but I've got so many lights that it's like I just ain't no way. Got another Engineer DR26 swivel bit holder. Oh no, I'll prepare for that because I'm thinking of getting it next week. The ball handle is just perfect in the hand. Yeah, you if you haven't used that's the whole reason why I like the Vessel electric screwdriver. It probably performs the same as the Skill one and all those kinds of things, but it's just like using a regular screwdriver. Like, I mean, it's no different than using that screwdriver that you've got right there. And that's the whole reason why I use it, because I would never, I don't mind using this. I don't necessarily like using it I don't mind using it like this because it's like using an M12 impact. I don't really like using it like this so much because to me, and this is what most electric screwdrivers look like. It's too big. If I'm going to use that, I'm just going to get out my M12 stuff and use it, because the whole reason why I want this is for the size. But I'll go get my truck real fast. I'll just get that ball handle, both of them. But when you have this ball handle, which I've got a huge Malco in this one, but you just get a regular bit real fast, so it kind of looks similar-ish. So if I've got this ball handle, that ceramic ball handle, you love that screwdriver, and it's a screwdriver. So you put it in your hand, feels like a screwdriver, but you compare it to, this guy over here. It's pretty much it's very slightly bigger, and it's only bigger where the switch is. Other than that, I mean, it's not a whole lot different size. So whenever I'm using this, like even if I'm not using the electric part of it and I'm just using it as a screwdriver, it still feels like to me I'm using a screwdriver. It goes in and out of my pouch like a screwdriver, everything about it. So this is basically, I love this and I use it all the time. And now I've got this, which is basically this, but I can, get rid of all those threads on the machine screws and stuff like that without having to sit there and manually untwist it all. Oh, I can't say enough at how much I bought two of them. I've got two of them. Been probably the favorite tool I bought in the last couple of years. Probably use it more than anything else that I bought in the last couple of years. And like I said, it's not that, I like this and this has got way more power, than what this does. But to use this as a screwdriver all the time is nowhere near the same as using this thing as a screwdriver all the time, because it's, you know, night and day difference of holding a screwdriver in your hand and then holding this thing in your hand. Let's see. Ball handle for the wind, Osvaldo said. Yeah, I love them. Like I said, I'm sure it's one of those that some people are going to hate it and some people are going to love it. Same thing as Vera screwdrivers. Some people are going to love them. Some people are going to hate them. But, I hold my screwdrivers like this. Like I'm sure there's probably a lot of people might hold it differently. Like, I mean, I love Klein screwdrivers because that's what I've always used for the longest time. And I still use the 11-1s and stuff like that. But, I don't hold my screwdriver like this and use it. Maybe some people do. I don't know. I never have. It's just felt weird to me. I always hold mine like this a lot of times. So it's fine with this screwdriver. I can still do it with this because I've done it like this forever. But the ball handle to me, just for one, exactly where this is on the vessels is exactly where I put my fingers all the time. And then the whole rest of that's just right there in the palm of my hand. Like I can't say enough. I love them. Like it's very hard for me to, like, used to. I've bought less screwdrivers, I know, in the last little bit than what I normally used to. And if I wasn't making videos for them, for you all, I would probably have bought a lot less. But the multi bit ones are the ones that always intrigue me, and I want to try them. And then I still use them. I keep an 11-1. Like sometimes, especially if I'm wearing a vest like this and I don't want to carry a pouch, I'll take my Klein Impact 11-1 and I'll throw it down in here instead of carrying my vessels. Just because I can get, there's all those bits and stuff are in it, that kind of stuff. So I still use other screwdrivers, but those are my preferred ones. Abraham Perez, the M18 3-panel Rover was on deal, the new one. Yeah, it's in that. If you buy the 199 starter kit, you get it for free. So then you can return the batteries and hack it. I don't know what the price comes out to, but I think it's under $100. It's like if you return the batteries, or you get 2 batteries and a charger for $199 and get the light for free. So if you need batteries. How often do you clean your tools and how long does it take you? Your tools look like new. I take care of mine, but I don't clean them just after I finish a project. I blow my hand tools with my box. So I've got a whole video on me cleaning my tools and all that kind of stuff, but I clean mine after every time I'm done using it. Now that might mean I'm done that day using it, or that might mean like my drywall screw gun and my cutout tool. So like if I'm hanging drywall for 2 or 3 days, I don't clean it like after day one. I cleaned it after day three. But before it gets put back in my truck in the put up position, or in my garage in the case or whatever, it gets cleaned before it gets put back in there. And then my hand tools, I typically just, clean them whenever I'm done using them for the day, like before I put them back in my truck, whichever ones I use. Like, so, and if you do that regularly, like I might go through my day, I might only use like 4 of my hand tools. And if I clean those 4 that day, that's all it takes me, 5 seconds. But if I wait around and clean all my hand tools at one time, then it would take me 2 days. It'd take me a long time. So I just keep up with it. If you just do a little bit at a time, like sometimes I'll finish a job, my next appointment's, 15 minutes away, but I told them I'd be there, an hour from then. I'll just, before I leave that job site, I'll get my tools out of my truck right then and clean them and put them up. If I'm not going to use them on that next job, I'll go ahead and clean them then, just whatever downtime I have. That's what I do. Have you gotten any of the Forge batteries? They're so powerful. No, not yet, Colin. I thought about that. I'll probably sometime or other, whenever I need a tool, I'll probably look for the deal where I'm getting a Forge battery with it. Miss Maintenance would have had something to say about another light. Yeah. Yeah. I even, like I said, in my own mind, I was like, man, you can't buy another light. At least not this fast. I just bought, two of them. I'd buy that DeWalt if it wasn't for being gyroscopic. It does take some getting used to. Like I'm finally reminding myself about it, but it's a little bit weird, if you don't use it. Like if you use this all the time and this was your main deal, you'd get so used to it that you'd probably like it. But when you swap to it, like me, I don't use it all the time. So every time I get it out, it's almost like having to relearn it again a little bit. So yeah, I get that. I don't mind it, but I do get that. I like that vessel the way it is because it's just right there, right where I'm at. But I wouldn't mind this having a forward and reverse either. It wouldn't bother me. It's 2 p.m. in the night. What's wrong with you? Craig Dorian said. Well, it's not here. It's almost 7 p.m. in the night. You look like a gangster pulling that DeWalt out of your vest. Yeah, that's why I said that's why I carry this in that vest because it fits in here good. Like it's meant to be almost. Like it's fits in there good. Which I've got that one folded wrong, or else it wouldn't be catching all the time. But a lot of times though, I'll clip my MP pouch and then I don't end up using this. I just take it out, put it in my truck. And then there's a lot of times where I'll just go ahead in my truck. If I know what I'm doing, because again, I carry these in here all the time, I'll just take these out of my MP pouch and I'll just throw them in there like this too. And I'll carry two of those. Again, I do everything I kind of fill out everything based on, I pull stuff out of my truck based on the job and what I think I'm going to need. And I've gotten it down over the years just of somebody calls me about a certain thing. I've almost got it figured out I know what I'm going to be getting into even without seeing stuff a lot of times. But that just comes with time and how many times you do something. Jason says buy 2 5 amp hour batteries for $199. You get the light for free. Yeah. So I don't know. Do you know how much it is, Jason? If you return the batteries, how much the light is? I want to say it was like 90 something dollars. I looked at it one time. I put it in the cart just to see what it would drop it to. Abraham Perez, the USB-C electric vessel is on sale right now for $84. Normally $97 on Amazon. Well, you can get the one that I've got. The US, they got a US version, and then they got a Japan version. I don't know. I think the US is this blue one. The only difference is blue and red, and the Japan version will fit. Mine won't fit in there right now because I've got my little piece of bit down in there to make my other stuff not have slop. So that way, because you put a USA bit in the Japan one, you get a lot of slop. But I put a little adapter piece down in there. The Japan one was only like 40 something dollars last time, the 3-speed one, and it's in the same listing as the other ones. Like it's one of those where on Amazon, at least it is for mine. It might change. Other people might see Amazon differently. I don't know if it changes in different areas. But mine, you click on the vessel and it's got an option for 3-speed version, high torque, high speed or whatever. And this was the Japan version was only $44. And I'd buy the Japan version if it was me because it's easier to fix the bit wobble if you don't like it, or if you want to run Japan bits, you can do that, or run US bits too, either one. The US one's the same exact screwdriver. It's just got a different deal on it, and it has a lot of play. You got to fix it too. So I'd buy the Japan one. You can probably go to actually the link in my that watching me work today. I think I put an Amazon link in that for the Vessel electric screwdriver, and just look and see if it's the 3-speed one. That's what you're wanting, the 3-speed. But I think my link, the way it looks on mine, whenever I go on that link, it's got all 3 of them in there. What's new with Klein? Mostly Connect stuff for the most part. I just noticed those today whenever I was scrolling on Amazon. The ones I made a post about, those are new. I haven't seen the 119 set. I hadn't seen until I saw it today. The half-inch stuff, my Lowe's actually has those in store, to where you could get those at Lowe's. I need the new Klein flathead demolition screwdriver. Yeah, those are pretty nice looking. They got that kind of same handle as the SDS one that I made a review for. Milo's actually has those out too. I don't use them that often, but I might end up buying them at some point in time. I'll probably wait and see if my Lowe's ends up. A lot of times they clearance stuff like weird for Klein at my Lowe's. Like it's not even out that long sometimes, and they clearance it. So I don't need them. So I'll probably wait and see. Have you tried the Annex ratcheting ball grip? Very smooth, light backlash, no slop, excellent tool. No, it's been recommended to me a bazillion times. Matt HMM tries to get me to get it all the time. Don't laugh, but I bought the Denali electric screwdriver after seeing the torque test channel. It's powerful and ergonomic, and for $24. I think that might be the one that I think my buddy bought that one too, and he likes it. He bought something that was not the vessel off Amazon. Abraham, it'll go down to $40 near Christmas. And then he said, I'll be on the lookout then. Yeah, it was $44 just the other day whenever I went to go get the link for that. It wasn't that video because I copied that link from the video before because I think it was the last Watch Me Work. I had it in there too because I used it like crazy there. But I know whenever I went and got that link the last time I went, it was $44. Because I even then, whenever I went to go get it, I was like, do I need a third one? Maybe I need a third one. Because whenever I bought my first one, I had to buy it on Amazon Japan and ship it, and it cost me uh, quite a bit of money. Something about my short got 2,000 likes or something. Must have been one. Man, people have been watching. It's really weird. Like the Milwaukee, it was one of those where I was just sitting in my truck and I went in Home Depot and I looked at and Milwaukee had just put out the GFCI tester and the circuit finder that looks just like Klein's, like except it's red, but it's just like them. And people have been watching the fire out of that thing lately. It's been like the most watched short that I've got. And that's like the Watch Me Work for the ballast and bulbs, where I went and changed out the ballast in a place for whatever reason. It's like in the last 2-3 months, people watch like that one's like all my Watch Me Work videos don't get very many views, but that one's got like a double digit thousands worth of views. So you never know. You never know what YouTube's gonna put in people's feeds and what they're not. Like it's always just really weird. You can make a video and think, oh, I think a lot of people are gonna watch this. I think it's pretty good thing, and then nobody does, and then something you put out there it's just randomly something that you just thought, well, I'm gonna make a video for this, and the next thing you know, it's got a ton of views. I know you like screwdrivers. What's your top three? So number one is, and I thought about it one time because I haven't. Let me see what I did with that. Yeah, I had mentioned it before. I don't know if I can get it out without shaking the fire out of y'all, but I bought this to use for my pass-through nut drivers from Klein that I got, and then they wouldn't fit in here. Several of them wouldn't. So I had thought about it one time, mounting this on the wall up there, and then keeping a ongoing screwdriver top whatever, and then see if I ever get a new screwdriver, well, this one's going to move into slot number 3 or whatever and move stuff around all the time. But I don't know if I'll do that or not. But number one, this one, which doesn't have to be this one, I just so happen to like these. But Tang through vessel, I like all vessels. Like I've got other ones. Let's see if I can open this without shaking y'all to death. So I've got, insulated ones. I like them. They're okay, but they're really light. But they're just as light as any other screwdriver. I like my screwdrivers to have a little ump to them, like a little heft for whatever reason. I just have always been that way. I think that's why I actually like the multi screwdrivers more. Not only do you get all those bits, but they also weigh a little bit more typically. So I like these. I still use them. Ratcheting vessel, I like it, still use it, but again, still a little bit light. And I'm not a ratcheting screwdriver person, so I don't even use the ratcheting stuff that option. This was the very first vessel I bought, and I bought this because people were talking about the ball handles, and I thought I'm gonna try it out and see. And I bought it, and I didn't really. I was like, kind of feels like a I got that little Weehaw adapter for precision bits. That's what I use this for, as a precision bit driver. But I was like, it's a little bit too light for me. It almost feels like a toy because, again, I was used to using heavier screwdrivers. So then I found this one, Tang Through, that was a bit holder. As soon as I bought this one and I felt it in my hand, I'm like, yes, that's it right there. That's what I really want. And again, I like this handle because I can put anything I want to in it. But I also have mentioned a million times, I like dedicated screwdrivers in a pouch. I would 10 times rather uh, change a screwdriver. Like, I'd rather run a slotted and a Phillips than to carry uh, 11 and 1 in a pouch and have to sit here and do, oh, I need my slotted and now I need a Phillips. Oh, well, that's over here on this other side. I'm going to go over, if I'm going to be doing it a lot, swapping back and forth a lot. Like, again, I don't care to carry this into something random where I'm going to just change it around 1 or 2 times. But if I'm installing something continually over and over that I'm using slotted Phillips, a bunch of other things, it's faster for me to put this screwdriver in a pouch, pull up another one, put that screw in a pouch, pull up another one, than to sit here and, find bits and move this stuff around. So long story short, number one, Tang Through vessel. I just personally like these ceramic ball ones as far as the look of them and stuff. I like them a little bit better. Let's see. Number two, probably only because of the tips, is probably Vera, and it's got to be the ones with the laser tips. If it's not the laser tips, I probably wouldn't care so much. But I actually like the handles on the Veras too. But these, just like the vessels, though, a little bit light. They're not very heavy. That's the one thing I don't like about them, for my own personal, opinion on them. And then Klein's probably number three. Now, that's just brand wise and handles and how I like them. There are certain Klein screwdriver, like, I'd rather, if I could only pick a screwdriver to have, if, like you said, you can only have one screwdriver and carry one. Well, obviously I can't make it with just a Phillips screwdriver. If all I had was a Phillips number 2 screwdriver, not going to work out for you very much. You're not going to be able to get very much done. But if I have, this, so really, this screwdriver, if somebody forced me and said you can only have one screwdriver, I would pick an 11 and 1 Klein screwdriver because you can do a whole lot of stuff with it. So I would pick this over a Vera screwdriver. So, you get into all those kinds of questions. It could get a little different on you. But those are my top 3 brands. And again, there might be a Klein screwdriver that I like better than a Vera, but the vessels are for sure my number one. I was going to ask you if you had gotten used to the barrel handle on the M12 jigsaw. Yeah, I still wouldn't want to use it for, which I don't, because I've got that coping foot on my old jigsaw. I wouldn't want to use it for stuff like that because I don't like it's. I've gotten used to being able to turn it off faster and stuff like that, but there's certain jobs I do where I like being able to just stop, whenever, because I don't want to. I'm holding a piece, work piece, and I'm holding the tool, so it's hard to do the two at the same time and turn it off. And if you're cutting something that's got to be like, oh, I can't go too far with this, it's a little bit hairy sometimes, not having that trigger that you just let go of. But I have gotten a little bit used to it. I'd still rather have a trigger on it, though, personally. What's up, Apache? Fargo says, Joey, have you ever done a video on quoting jobs? I know it's such a specific thing, but it might be interesting. I thought about doing that at some point in time, but you're right. I don't do a whole, that's just like the pricing stuff. I mean, I don't care to share pricing that I do with people and stuff like that. It's just whatever I tell you means nothing, in all honesty. It's like I could tell you even how much I make a year, and that tells you nothing really, because I live somewhere different than you. I have different customers than you. I have whatever. That's why when you go watch people's videos, it doesn't do them a lot of good to tell you some of that information, because it means nothing if you don't live in that same exact place, do the same exact kind of work, all that kind of stuff. And in fact, it could actually be hurtful to somebody who's watching to try to make a decision, in all honesty, because you think, well, this guy says he makes $1,000 a day being a handyman. Well, he might if he lives somewhere where $1,000 a day might not even be that much money, though. He might make $1,000 a day, but where he lives and the cost of living and all that kind of stuff, it might be really easy to make $1,000 a day. Whereas where you live, if you made, $400 a day would be really good. But, so you got to be careful with how you interpret people and them sharing how much stuff costs and all that kind of stuff. Vera Chisels and Weehaw Slimline VDE. Hope all is well. Patchy said, yeah, everything's going pretty well. You coming in at the very end of it, though. I might have to get off here in a minute and go watch me some football. I said that a few minutes ago, and then y'all sucked me back in. But yeah, again, I was just wanting to try this vertical, see if there was any difference to it. More than anything, wanting to see if there was different options of pressing buttons. Yeah, Abraham said, and chili. Yeah, I got to go eat some chili. But I don't see the screen thing. I wish they had it because that'd be nice. Because like I said, I thought about, man, that would be handy to be able to use a different account and have it basically put whatever's on my phone screen of that account up on the other side of this screen. Because then because that's the biggest thing to me about lives is I can't really like put up pictures and all that kind of stuff like you can in videos and stuff like that. And it would make it super nice, but I don't see where you can do it. So, and again, I don't see any buttons I didn't press and try to see what it is. How's your grandbaby? Terry Burton said, doing well. She's doing real well. I think Mama was started back work this week though, so we'll see how that goes. She's off maternity leave, so but been doing pretty good. But I'm gonna go ahead and get off here. Again, appreciate y'all coming in here. It's a good chat. Anyways, didn't talk about anything specific, but it's always fun to see how y'all are doing, see what tools y'all are buying, answer questions if you got them. Again, I've got a video ready that I might put out tomorrow. I'll just have to see how it goes. And then Saturday we'll do the guess the trade, and I might do a Saturday because I know Miss Maintenance has something she's doing Saturday morning. So Saturday morning I might come out here and see what y'all are doing too. No specific reason, just to chat if y'all want to. So I might be out here Saturday morning if it's not raining or doing something crazy because she's going to be busy that morning. So all right. See you, Apache. See you, buddy. But I'll catch y'all on the next one. Again, appreciate y'all being here. And let me test out this vertical stream. I don't know that I'll do vertical. We'll probably do horizontal unless there's a specific reason. Now, again, me chatting like this, if it was just me sitting down and we're just talking and not going over very much stuff, the chat being on here is pretty nice. But I'll go. Let's see. See you next time. Contreras said. Abraham said good night. See you Saturday. 1 Vessel, 2 Vera, 3 Cobalt torque zones. I've never used Cobalt screwdrivers. That's Daniel's top 3. So, well, we'll see y'all in the next one.